Pike back down I-90 back into Foxborough Ross, and our New England Patriots taking on the Dallas Cowboys, one of the best teams right now in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay. So where we're sitting right now, let's look at a couple things. We have to stop that run. Like again, if that man beast starts running down our throats, they got 201
Um,
all-purpose
are
rushing
you,
yards.
are you referring to Zeke Elliott?
Yeah, Zeke the beast. Again, if he eats, we're in a lot of trouble. Again, against New York, and again, I don't have much faith in their
Well, he's
defensive line. Yeah.
he's Zeke Elliott is running the reason like the Cowboys are dangerous now because Zeke is running like 2016 Zeke. Like just with freaking reckless abandonment. That's like the guy is just running through people like he was in 2016. And that's scary because a 2016 vintage Zeke Elliott running the football is dangerous.
Shout out to Karam Mawani, man. He keeps telling me over and over the Cowboys are coming, man. And how they're scary. Everybody's worried about them now. Sorry, Ross, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're not interrupting. I mean, again, you're literally just quoting me at this point. Again, he looks like a guy who's fighting for his job. He's not fighting for his job at the end of the day, but the thing is that he's acting like it. That's when he's dangerous. I think it's going to come down for us in general. Keep smart play, no penalty, like keep the penalties down, protect Mac Jones, and stop that run. Because if it comes into a throwing match versus Dak, I trust our secondary way more than I trust our defensive line and our linebackers. Like even with the lumps we took against your Texans coach, as you guys beat us up. Like again, I still at the end of the day feel like I have more faith in my secondary than I do with my defensive line.
I agree, and I think they're going to try to run that ball, though. I think that run game is coming. Expect 30.
Dallas is going to try and run the football. They're going to try and run it before they throw it. That's going to be their game plan.
Let's see.
I agree.
So, yeah, and then we got to see an improvement in play calling. I mean, Coach, I gotta throw this to you because me and Bobby, we complain all day because one, we're old men, and two, McDaniels has left us wanting quite a bit in his play calling. As someone who has molded young men in sports, what do you think about this play calling as an outsider?
I don't think it's very good. Josh McDaniel, I don't think it's very good at all. Sometimes I question our play calling, Houston Texans play calling, a lot of times. Bill O'Brien, he should never get an offense. Well, he got an offensive coordinator at Alabama. That's college because you got all Americans on the team, and they'll run first. But he's a terrible offensive coordinator. When the game is tight, Bill O'Brien is a horrible, just a god awful offensive coordinator. So if it comes down in the NFL, he has to be an offensive coordinator. Trust me, your team is going to be in trouble. He does not know nothing about the game, about coaching a damn offense up. He doesn't know none of that at all. But I mean, the play calling is suspect for the New England Patriots. But my main key for the New England Patriots, I don't think y'all can afford to get in the shootout with the Dallas Cowboys. I really don't think the way that defense played last week. Do you really trust that, especially if the Cowboys line give Dak Prescott time? Do you really trust your secondary against Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, those guys? And Tony Pollard has been very good too. That's a 1-2 tandem between Zeke and Tony Pollard. And with Zeke running the way he is, I don't think Matt Jones they can afford to get into a shootout the way this Patriots defense is playing. So again, you guys got to try to get pressure on Dak Prescott. But the number one key is it's not all about getting pressure. The number one key is stop Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard. Stop those two guys. That is the number one key for the New England Patriots. You can stop them. You make them one dimensional. I think Bill Belichick will find a way to stop this passing game if you can just shut that down. That is the number one key for the New England Patriots for me because Dallas wants to run the football before they can get that Prescott started. They wants to run the football. So if you can stop the running game, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, that will be the key of the game to me. In control time of possession, and again, run Harris and run Damon Harris more, and keep that Prescott them off the field. I believe the Patriots have a good shot. If it's anything, I trust in Bill Belichick. I trust in Bill Belichick and what he can do on the defensive side of the football if that running game can be stopped.
I'm looking at one guy that Bobby over here has had like on the hot seat. I would say not really on the hot seat, but he has been calling out, and that's Dante Hightower. If you want to stop the run game, he's got to step up. Am I right about that? Yeah, he's got to step it up because like.
Well, he's like Jay. How long have I been bitching about him?
A few weeks. It's been like at least a few months now.
He's been a ghost for a while now. Like, and he's supposed to be the big guy in the middle of the. He's supposed to be the run stuffer.
You're supposed to be that guy, that dude. You're supposed to be Belichick's guy. So where you at? This will be the big game to prove it. Am I right?
So, Ross, what are the keys to win? What are the keys to victory, dude? How do we beat the Cowboys?
Ooh, okay. So big thing is our O-line's got to step up. Mac Jones was on his butt half the ball game against Texans. You guys had a great game plan for him. You guys sent guys. You guys did what you needed to do to hold us up.
Dude, the Texans were hanging off of him half the freaking game. It was bad.
Yep. But here's the thing. The only thing that gives me any kind of confidence is that if Aaron Rodgers or certain other quarterbacks were in that certain situation, they would have been frustrated on the sideline. They would have been hanging their head. We came out in the second half, and we actually competed with the Texans, who are playing phenomenal. Like, I got to say, first half, like, again, the Texans are not a team to sleep on, ever. They're just not a team to sleep on. But in my opinion, to win this game against the Cowboys, pressure on Dak, stop the run, and see what our all-star secondary can do, and see if they can make up for the last game where they just got burnt. It's just the problem being is that I don't trust my D-line, and I don't trust my linebacking core to hold Zeke to less than 100 yards rushing. But that's what we're going to need to do. Because Zeke is, once you get the run game going, the rest of the offense opens up. And especially with McDaniels calling bubble screens like it's going out of style and off-tackle runs that they know is coming. Like, how are we going to beat any football team with that kind of opposition? Like, we're shooting our own selves in the foot,
When he calls two screens in a row, hey, thanks for becoming a member, JD. Appreciate that, buddy.
Coach,
I already was. I just had to renew it. I think it's because I canceled my old
If
card.
I see two screens in a row, it makes me want to reach through my TV screen and yoke Josh McDaniels out.
Coach, what did you think when you saw two bubble screens in a row?
Oh my God, that's something that Bill O'Brien would do. Throw two bubble screens in a row. We did that a couple of games. Against the Buffalo Bills, and I believe against another team against Jacksonville in the first half. I'm just going through my TV, man. Please don't do that. Please don't do that again. His offensive line already can't block. The receivers can't block like that. Please don't do that again. We're supposed to be going forward. We're not supposed to be going backwards or on the goddamn sideline. I'm like, please don't call that. Please don't call that no more. That's only working if your receivers are going to block somebody on the outside. That's the only time something like a bubble screen or receiver screen is going to work. If the receivers are putting together some good blocks on the outside, that's the only way that's working. Or if the defense sending pressure and your lineman dropping, that's going to go block dropping back. That's the only way that's going to work. But other than that, man, come on, man. I like to go forward. If we're carving them up the field, I like to keep it going. Not slowing the game down by throwing screens and stuff like that. Not doing that, but again, keeping Dak Prescott them on the sideline. Ezekiel Elliott, them linebackers. This is the time. If you're a linebacker, you have to. This is where you can get the action at. You know Dallas is going to run the football.
Yep.
If you're a linebacker,
This is
the time you get your work in and you get your action at. When you know a team is going to come in trying to establish the run game. That's when they're going to be more dangerous at. So
they're going to run right at you.
Yes.
They're going to run right at you. They're going to go right at you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
their
game
game.
plan.
Definitely the linebackers. The linebackers going to get some work in this game because that combination of Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott is dangerous. So this is the time that the linebackers are going to get some work in. And I agree with Bobby. They got to come up and hit, man. They got to come up and intimidate Ezekiel Elliott. They got to stop. They got to put a stop to that. And I had dreams about Judon. That man terrorized my quarterback so bad last week. I have dreams about that man today. That dude is good, man. Judon is good. Judon is good.
He was worth every cent they paid to get him here. He was worth every cent. JD, how do the Pats beat the Texans? I mean, beat the Cowboys. How do the Patriots beat the Cowboys this week?
I gotta go. Yeah, like I think Dante laid it out perfectly. The linebackers got to get some work, man. This is it. Like this is the game of the year. If you're a middle linebacker, inside linebacker, or just a run stopping defensive tackle, this is it. If you're part of those guys in the front, or even a couple safeties, depending on the formations, just you got to get that work in, man, because these guys are coming at you. The Cowboys' offensive line is not as dominant as it has been in years, but the running game is as good as ever. So it's one of those things, and Dak is as good as ever now. So everything is clicking on the offense, and things are starting to click on the defense for the Cowboys. They're a scary team. The Patriots, the only way, like I said, the only way they're going to win is if they marginally because you're not going to stop it. You got to keep them under like 150 yards rushing, and then you have a chance. If you don't make too many mistakes. But if they go over 150 yards rushing as a team, I think you're cooked. So linebackers got to get some work in.
I would like to highlight a comment right here. I feel like everyone should take a look at this. Can you look at Geese 88, Bobby?